Welcome, beautiful goddesses, to Daughter of the Goddess. I am so delighted to connect with you live. Let me know where you're joining from. And if you're watching the replay, let me know where you're joining from. Today, we are going to open you to the sacred threefold path of becoming the holy recipient, embodiment, and channel of the goddesses' love, wealth, bliss, and miracles. This is not far-fetched. This is who you are. This is who you're destined to be. And I know that if I can do it, and I've guided thousands of women since 2012 to do this, it's not only possible for all of us, women especially, but it is our holy inheritance. It's our divine inheritance. So as you're arriving, say hello and just start feeling into why you were called, right? Imagine living in that sacred flow where love, wealth, bliss, miracles respond to your very presence. No longer in masculine mode or operating from old, unknown, even unhealed patterns that lead us as women to not live really in our divine way, but instead we're pushing, we're striving, we're struggling. And instead, what shifts for you when you become the daughter of the goddess that you were meant to be, where blessings naturally flow? This is what's meant for you when you remember yourself and awaken as daughter of the goddess. So I invite you to be with me here in full presence to ensure you'll have complete privacy and really give this time to yourself. I didn't really know if this would be called a ceremony, an activation, a masterclass. We'll just flow with it, but you're going to receive so much in this hour together. The threefold divine feminine path that's going to open you to receive your divine inheritance. Receiving love, wealth, beauty, bliss, miracles, every form of abundance that's meant for you. Embodying yourself as goddess of 10,000 names, as the full spectrum goddess with your fully awakened feminine gifts. And then being what you were really, I have full trust in this, the actual feminine leader, like leader of your own lineage, perhaps the first woman in your line to be so free and flourishing in every way, and being the channel, the power, the Shakti, you who through love and grace and abundance and blessings and miracles flow to you, everyone you love and care for, and without you even knowing or trying, rippling out to all. I'm hoping that you'll also gain some insights into why maybe what you've tried so far, where there's that disconnect for you, right? And how this threefold divine feminine path that is rooted in the ancient goddess mystery school traditions helps you to create the transformation that lasts a lifetime, and in my experience, impacts and frees us through lifetime patterns. And I this is not theory, so it's not like this academic teaching here. If you know me, you know I teach everything through my own embodied experience, wisdom. It's lived. I've been a devotee of the goddess my whole life, and studied, practiced, and united with her for decades. So if you know me, if you don't know me, welcome, goddesses. I'm Syma Kharal, your divine feminine mentor, high priestess and guide, founder of Flourishing Goddess, the beautiful worldwide temple for women to be and have everything they desire, to heal their greatest blocks, to become flourishing goddesses in every way. And I've been so blessed to initiate women since 2012 through this, into this liberation and miracle manifestation as just their way of life. So love, purpose, bliss, beauty, radiance, oneness are just the new natural way. Right? So I just want you to drop in here and arrive and honor anywhere in your life you're feeling challenged, frustrated, where you'd love to shift out of the struggle, the scarcity, the pain, into divine feminine grace, miracles, from ease. And just let it feel like you're opening to this being natural, not the new way, but the true way from your divine feminine. Because this is what happens through this threefold path that I'll be guiding you through today. And you'll know that when you come home to yourself as daughter of the goddess, your miracles become inevitable. And most importantly, you realize your true divine higher calling as the daughter, recipient, embodiment, and channel of her blessings for the highest good of all. So let's set our intentions together. Gently bringing your hands to your heart and womb and affirming, I'm ready to remember myself as daughter of the goddess, to allow myself to be her recipient, embodiment, and channel of her divine love, abundance, bliss, and miracles, healing all the blocks, clearing the imprints for myself, being and rising as the leaderess of my lineage, creating new paradigms, birthing them in this holy moment of ease, of bliss, of joy, of grace, of radiance, of magnetism, of softening, of receiving, of miracles as natural, as daughter of the goddess. So be it, and so it is. And if you have any incense, if there's anything you'd love to do, anointing yourself with any rose oil, just to really ground here, I invite you to have a pen and paper. This free replay, I'm not sure how long, I'll keep it up until, and it's my gift for you right now. So may it serve you. I hope you love it, but receive it, relish it, have a lot of water. We'll be doing some clearing and some energetic work together as well. I'll be leading you through, you know me. If you know me, you know me. I love to give. I love to shower you. I love to delight you, surprise and delight you. Always give you more than you signed up for. So I'll be guiding you. It's not just teaching. You'll be receiving the threefold path, but you'll be experiencing it as well. So let go, let Goddess arrive, and let me do a quick check-in to see where you all are joining me from in the live chat. Yeah, let me know in the live. I see hello goddesses, where you're joining me from. And I would love for you to share, what does being daughter of the goddess mean to you? What does that mean? Hi, Shanta. Shanta's in our new Awaken Goddess training round. I'm so excited to have you here, Goddess. Daughter of the goddess, what does that bring up for you? How does that make you feel? What does it mean to you to become her recipient, her embodiment, her channel? And Clarice, my love, just let me know if everything looks and sounds good as well. Okay, so, and for those of you who are new here, just so you know a little bit more, everything I teach, I have lived this path. And before I could have this dharma of guiding women all over the world to awaken their goddesses and be and have it all from their feminine, I went through so many initiations with the goddesses. Sometimes when I say initiation, I speak to the deep and profound challenge, right, of walking through the fire, the dark nights of the soul. Had so much wounding in my childhood, oppression, abuse, and thankfully have healed through all that trauma, whether it was financial or physical, even sexual trauma. And while I was so blessed to even have therapy in high school, right, it really helped me to go from being dysfunctional to functional. It was the goddess path where I could actually heal and transform my body, my self-love, my relationship with myself, my energy, everything on every level. I had to descend and be rebirthed over and over. And the goddess is not just one cycle. It's the sacred spiral as women. She is cyclical. We are cyclical. Life is cyclical. And so embracing this pathway, this threefold cyclical pathway of the goddess, this ever-expanding spiral, is what shifted me from transforming from all the wounds and the pains and the scarcity and the fear and the self-sabotage and the sacrifice and the struggle into flourishing, into being married, manifesting first, and then marrying my beloved soulmate, having my baby after infertility miraculously, and having the sacred Dharma where I can serve women that I love, the way that I love, how I love, where I want to. We wintered in Mexico and Bali and other places, and we travel everywhere as a family, and everything in my life now gets to be for my sovereignty on my terms. And this is my mission for you as well, is that no matter what you have gone through, that you come home to your divine feminine power to heal everything, to clear everything, to liberate yourself, and to rise as daughter of the goddess, right? Because this is the path that transforms you in every way and every level. Energetic, emotional, cellular, karmic. So you live a miraculous life. All right. So when I'm sharing this threefold path with you, it comes from over and over my lived experience and embodied expertise and devotion, and then celebrating so many of my clients for over a decade now who've gone through this sacred journey and experienced miracles for themselves and continue to. Okay, so are you ready for the threefold path? So many more of you are here. Let me know. I am Saint Syma. I'm ready for the threefold path. I'm ready. I'm ready to become daughter of the goddess. I'm ready to remember. Let me know. I love honoring your readiness. And then when I feel you, especially if you're in the live chat, I channel with your energy. Right. So sometimes the words that come through, I'm like, I don't know why these are coming through, but you're like, that was for me. So hello, beautiful goddesses. Hello, Maria from UK. So lovely to have you. Tara, so beautiful to have you here. My goddesses. Hello. Anka. Oh my God. Being daughter of the goddess is being one with the goddess. Yes. Yes, it is. I am ready to live as a goddess. Yes, I am ready. So beautiful. I love all your readiness. Okay. The very first of the threefold path is the most ancient story we have. One of the most, at least, the descent of Inanna. It's for women. The remembrance as daughters of the goddess that even our mother, in all her names, and in one of her names as Inanna, must descend and purify. So the first of the threefold path is the descent and purification. It is divine feminine alchemy. And the way that this serves us as women is unlike any other healing work that we can do. I tried everything, right? All the self-help books, talking therapy, and of course, always get any support that you need, right? I'm not speaking to replacing any, obviously, medical, psychological support that we need. I had that as well. I'm so grateful, but it only took me so far. The goddess, Inanna, the goddess, places her ears to the great below. She chooses the rebirth, the purification of her old identities and everything that defined her. Right? As she's stripped down of all her regalia, it's symbolic of when, as women, we face a challenge, when we are struggling with a certain challenge that feels like you're stuck in a loop. Let me know if you have this experience and how that shows up for you. Is it with your finances? Is it with your love life? Is it with your boundaries? Is it with your relationship with yourself? Is it with success or career? Where do you find yourself in a pattern, in a cycle? Do you feel like it's you, like a self-imposed self-sabotage or fear or self-limitation? Or do you feel like I'm doing everything I can possibly do, but I keep meeting these limitations or these thresholds or this challenge? Or I feel like I do find love or success or fulfillment, but then there's like a threshold, there's a limitation, and there's a next level that I'm having trouble accessing. So where are you finding that you are feeling that challenge right now? Right. And maybe you've already tried, like myself and many of my clients, other modalities, even manifestation, right? Courses, healing work. And perhaps they've already been helpful, but Inanna knows that the pathway, the first of the threefold pathway, is the descent, where it's not just healing through the mind or even energy, but on every level, the divine feminine womb, body, soul, the deep shadow, the inner girl, the past lifetimes, the lineage lines. The goddess calls us deeper into the sacred descent to clear the imprints that usually unknown to us. If we were able to access this consciously, you could just do a journal and be like, oh, there's my root block. Okay, let me burn and release this, right? On a full moon, and we are done. But if there's those deeper patterns that keep showing up in a different frustration, in a different delay, in a different block or struggle or challenge, emotionally or practically in our life, the goddess calls you deeper to clear the imprints that block this flow of the love, the wealth, the bliss, the miracles at the root in a way that empowers you ultimately on the other side of it to extract the wisdom. We don't bypass, we don't just go from wound to wisdom and pain to power just like that. All right, Erish Kigal, Galima, the dark goddesses, Nephthys, Sedna, goddesses from all times and places. If we, Persephone, hear their call, they will take us through what we once actually practiced in the ancient goddess mystery schools. And I know that every woman here is an awakened woman. You've been a priestess and a wise woman, a witch, you are a daughter of the goddess. But we know this way, it's been withheld, right? And the goddess mystery school pathway of alchemy, of transformation, of rebirth, where it was said that a woman who enters dies there and is never to be seen again. When we enter these goddess mystery schools, that is what was said and believed. And it's true spiritually, because the woman who arises on the other side is not the same woman who enters. Through my Awaken Goddess training, I know, we're not supposed to guarantee things as coaches and as facilitators, but I can guarantee that every woman, myself included, Clarice, my beloved right hand, who we are when we enter is not the same when we are rebirthed and rise on the other side. We are always transformed from the inside out. And so we can't just think our way into transformation or do like one-off inner child healing there or past life regression there or an affirmation practice here. You know, the goddess invites us into sacred feminine alchemy, which is a multi-layered process. Inanna goes through 7 gateways before the death of her old self, of her old identities that carried all that she was attached to, that she identified with, that is not the divine truth of who she is after her rebirth. I know it sounds very mystical, but what I really mean to say is that when we descend to do this inner work in the divine feminine way of sacred feminine healing and alchemy, where the dark goddesses meet you at the death, where Ereshkigal Kigal meets you with unconditional witnessing and compassion, where Pele rages with you. If you read my book, Goddess Reclaimed, I take you through a mini version of this journey, right? The 13 initiations there. When we are down in the depths and we choose the sacred path of the descent, we give ourselves finally the full, safe, and sacred space to be held by the goddess as her daughter. And let the dark goddesses, the goddesses of dark, divine, feminine, alchemy, healing, purification of all the wounds, grief, rage, pain, frustration, all of it, melt away in their arms, be surrendered. Healing your inner child, healing your mother, your grandmother, her grandmothers, healing your lineage lines, healing every version of yourself, loving her into wholeness. Our mantra in the Awaken Goddess training, when we have an initiation and we have our call to integrate in sacred sisterhood, and in the circle we say, all of you is welcome here, because that is where the most profound healing happens for us as women, when we are just like Ereshkigal needs and Persephone and these goddesses teach us. And you don't have to know these goddesses' names. You know, I do invite you to watch all my videos here on YouTube, and anything you can deepen with at the level you're ready at. Of course, the Goddess Reclaim the book, but these goddesses you are connected to always. They are within you, right? They're Shaktis, they're powers, they are your archetypes, they're energies, they're deities. I connect with them on every level. But in the descent, we are reborn. We are healed. We are loved into wholeness. So, like for myself, and one of the most powerful things that happens in that descent, when you have a safe and sacred process that the Goddess Mystery Schools offer us, and there is a specific way that we enter this journey, because it's psychological, emotional, physical, spiritual, energetic, womb, body, somatic, cellular, everything. When we get to the root, you have finally that clarity and the epiphany of the outer struggle. So imagine the outer struggle is like the weed. And all this other work that we do as women, even good, helpful tools, it's like we keep cutting the weed. The descent, you actually go, right? Imagine underground all the way to the depths of that, the root of that weed, of that challenge, of that block. You get to uproot it from the base, whether it's from your inner child, whether it's past life, whether it's lineage. The greatest miracle that happened for me, so I'll give the example of my fertility journey. I had been on this years-long fertility journey and fully expecting, because I'm already flourishing and fertile and one with the goddesses, and had very healthy periods. We were diagnosed with unexplained infertility, because not only was there nothing that they could find that was wrong, but everything was beautiful. They said, your eggs are like our 20-year-olds, and Eric's sperm was like God sperm. So, they couldn't figure out what the cause was. So they're just throwing all these things at it, including IVF, which was extremely difficult and challenging. But I'd also done so much healing work around this, especially womb and fertility work. In the Awaken Goddess training, I finally also had the grace as I'm leading it to live it. And in the descent, as I'm leading those initiations, I uncovered the root block, and it had nothing to do with fertility. It had nothing to do with my womb or even my baby. I had actually felt the presence of my baby. So it's like so many women have said, I felt the presence of my soulmate, but I can't manifest them. I feel the wealth I'm destined for, but it's just like not coming. I feel my dharma of all these souls I'm meant to serve, or the book I'm meant to write, and the home I'm meant to live, but it's not happening. And so we're trying to fix that problem directly, even with our spiritual or other work. And what I uncovered through my descent was that there was this whole unraveling of what had actually happened through lifetimes. But the ultimate core, which I'll share, was that I decided through different lifetime experiences that it was not safe for me to be and have it all. There were imprints of persecution. And so what happens is that our fear cares about our survival and self-preservation. That's all it cares about. So to protect you, it will keep you from the thing that on this unconscious, subconscious, cellular memory level, it fears will create any kind of unsafety. And once I realized, oh my God, this other thing happened, and that made me feel like it's not safe for me to have these things around these souls who were in this lifetime. I had my fuck this shit moment, and I reclaimed and decided, and this is all still part of the alchemy with Galima, and I raged with the goddesses. Like, I can't believe I let that experience with those souls keep me from feeling safe to have my own baby. And as I continue then to alchemize and liberate and, rising as daughter of the goddess on a lotus, like, oh, it's truly how I felt. It is safe for me to be and have it all from my feminine with and as goddess. That mantra, if you're in my world, you may hear me say that a lot. It was birthed in the first Awaken Goddess training round for me and all my clients, because all of us, like my beloved actress Olivia, I'm not sure if you're here on the live, you'll find her show on Netflix. She manifested that show, her dream show, in the first round of the Awaken Goddess training, and she went through this alchemy. She kept experiencing so much frustration, auditioning, and then not getting it. And of all the roles, this was her dream one. And we did actually the sacred sisterhood practice with her. And it not only did she receive it, but it was like more than the amount that she received was more than she expected. The pay, like, just everything was miraculous. And it's actually in her testimonial, so you can see it. Olivia Macklin, my beloved goddess, I love you so much. But the mantra of you get to be and have it all from your feminine with and as goddess was birthed through this lived experience. And there's nothing I could have done. I was doing all the things I could directly to solve the problem. Like, I was on top of every fertility detox, holistic practice, tapping, like you name it, I was doing it. TCM practices, Ayurvedic practices. This practitioner says go 100% raw vegan. Okay, this one says eat liver, for iron. Okay, like anything I could have done to directly solve that problem, to get pregnant, to become a mother, I was doing. Also spiritual work. But it was this that created the miracles. So I want to now guide you through this in a sacred ritual, because I don't want you to just learn and remember. I want you to experience this. So inviting, if you want to lie down or sit in a way that's deeply nourishing for you. And place your hands on your belly, your solar plexus, where our fear can come in, one on your heart. And just taking gentle breaths here. And bringing into your awareness an area where you feel stuck. Something that you've been trying for, praying for, maybe doing all the right things practically, even mindfully with mindset work or manifestation work or healing work, even spiritual work. And you're still not seeing that change that you long for. Honoring wherever it is, love or relationships, family, health, wealth, money, success, impact, ease, peace, fulfillment. And really take a moment to honor yourself. And in the sacred, radical self-honesty, which is the way of the goddess. The goddesses meet you here. You may know their names, you may not. Ereshkigal, Sedna, Persephone. And they ask you, daughter, how long have you been carrying this yourself? And pour your heart out to the goddesses. How long have you been trying to fix it, to heal it? Share it with them. How long have you felt like you're in this loop, or the pattern keeps showing up in different ways, forms, or levels? And they say, daughter, all of you is welcome here. Give to us everything that you've carried, what this has cost you, your time, your energy, the exhaustion, the self-doubt, or the doubt in even the divine, or your worthiness, not from judgment, but from just relief and release that you're being held here by the goddesses. And there's such purity in this honesty. And the goddesses embrace you. And they say, tell us everything and give it all to us, daughter. All of you is welcome. All of this is welcome. Give them the emotional, the energetic, the mental load, the heaviness, the burdens, the pressures you've carried. Give it all to them, release it. They take it all from you, and they ask that you just lie down with them as they hold you as their daughter. And you rock in their arms. They sway. They cry your tears for you as you give every struggle, every old pattern, every disappointment to the goddess as their daughter. And you feel the love of your mothers, even and especially these dark mother goddesses, their power, their fierce protection, their love, unwavering. And as they receive it all and assure you, all of you is welcome, daughter. They ask, what if this challenge transforms into your purification? They ask for your permission, and if you're ready, you say, mothers, holy mothers, I now release this challenge and I see it as my initiation. The initiation into my purification, my transformation, my healing. I'm ready. I'm ready to be free. I'm ready for your path of divine feminine healing, purification, rebirth. Have me see what you would have me see. Learn and know what you would have me. That I may heal this from the root for my highest good and for the highest good of my lineage, my past and present selves and my future self through all lifetimes, goddesses. I'm ready for this sacred purification. And the goddesses honor you and celebrate you. And you now trust that they are guiding you on the path through this sacred divine feminine descent and purification for your greatest good. As you affirm, beloved mothers, I'm ready to be healed, freed, and purified. So be it, and so it is. The goddesses embrace you, and you now hug yourself and just sway here for a moment and feel that unconditional love and witnessing you had just in this sacred little moment with just a few of the multitude of goddesses who love you, whose daughter you are. And with that unconditional love embracing you still, slowly and gently opening your eyes and coming back. And tell me how you're feeling. How did it feel to have a glimpse of that? All of you is welcome here. And not only giving everything to the goddesses, but being held as her daughter. Being fully witness where you feel the most vulnerable. Perhaps, and this is what I've loved about the goddesses as well, and my clients, right? Like in the initiations that I lead through the Awaken Goddess training, you receive the initiation on your own and you get to practice. And you get to pour out to the goddesses what you may not tell anyone else, which what they already know. But it's just that sacred, full permission, safe space for you. I hope you got to experience even just a glimpse of that right now and how nourishing it feels, how healing it feels. And then, like in our calls in the Awaken Goddess Training Mystery School, we say all of you is welcome, and I lead us through sacred sisterhood for us to heal, not just individually, but together. It's all amplified, right? Because what I uncovered also in my fertility journey was I just felt unworthy. When everything I was doing wasn't working, I was like, maybe I'm not worthy of being a mother. At my lowest points, I felt unworthy of motherhood, unloved by God, abandoned even by God, which was, triggered by childhood and other experiences. And then while I wasn't sharing in the circles I facilitate, other women were. And they were also healing and sharing other parts. And so all of us get to heal in sacred sisterhood. As we did it as priestesses in the ancient temples, we didn't just become daughters of the goddesses, but we were in sacred sisterhood. Our healing accelerates and is amplified in that actual lived experience of witnessing. So here, maybe we just have a glimpse of that in the chat, but I hope you're just tapping into the sacred power. And if you're feeling called, I would love for you to share what you experienced, how it felt, to just go with such honesty and rawness to your holy mothers and moms. This is what I'm carrying. This sucks. I'm done. I'm so tired of being disappointed, of frustrated, of not knowing, of keep meeting this block. I'm so tired. I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. Like, where you can just truly pour your heart out and be loved into healing, witnessed, seen, embraced by your holy mothers as daughter of the goddess, as beloved daughter of the goddess, where you just get to receive from her. I feel so peaceful. I feel more safe and secure. I feel like I can relate to that. Thank you for sharing, goddesses. Yeah, I felt really present. Hi, Madeline. Beautiful. Thank you, goddesses, for sharing that. Let's flow right into of this threefold path. What comes after the purification? So the goddesses, Inanna descends, right? Aphrodite goes into her birth waters every spring. Even Lakshmi in the Three Devi, she's also Kali Ma, she's Saraswati too, but all the goddesses are multidimensional, so they can meet their shadow self, their dark self, their warrior self, their healer self, and they need all these aspects. Hathor, Egyptian goddess of love, beauty, Hetharu, temple of God, womb, sacred sensuality, sexuality, divine love, sacred union, so many beautiful gifts. She transforms into Sekhmet, the goddess of sacred rage, sacred fire, the fire of transformation, not just the warrior lioness goddess, but sovereignty, healing, birthing miracles. Sekhmet and Ptah birthed the Nefertem, the holy lotus child, the miracle. You are so multidimensional, and embracing the dark feminine alchemy in the descent and purification then rises you into the second of the path, the rise and the rebirth. Inanna rises, Aphrodite rises, Lakshmi rises, more radiant, more whole, more wise, more powerful, more integrated, more clear, more badass, more magical than before. Once you go through courageously and in surrender, and ideally you're held by goddesses and sisterhood in this sacred process, the next fate is this rebirth, rising into the rebirth. So we go from the healing and the releasing, which includes so many things in my work, right? We get to eventually forgiveness and transcendence, but healing, every ending is the beginning because the goddess is cyclical. So the healing now births a beautiful new phase where she doesn't just want you cleansed, she wants you radiant. So Inanna, Aphrodite, Lakshmi, they rise always more radiant, more magnetic, more whole, just as you were meant to. And here you're replenished in the Awaken Goddess training or in the Goddess Mystery Schools. Here so imagine You clear the old, you've cleared that garden. Now what do? We fertilize it. We nourish it, right? I remember in Hawaii seeing these lava fields that look barren. It's just so black as far as the eye can see. But then when you look close enough and the sun is shining on it, there's rainbows in the black lava fields. They're cooled, obviously, that I'm walking on, although I was also blessed to see her rumbling liquid lava flowing as well. But these cooled fields have rainbow-rich minerals to birth the heavenly islands and lushness and new life. So the goddess invites us to trust the stillness. If there's a part of your life where you're in transition, where you are in the unknown, the in-between, that is the most fertile point of you are in the realm of infinite possibilities. And the most beautiful gift you give yourself here to be daughter of the goddess is now to receive her love, pleasure, beauty, radiance, self-love. Once I cleared that block of it's not safe, it was also replenished with it is sacred for me to become a mother. And so some other things I had to clear. There were so many multiple things I had to clear. One of them was lifetimes of being like in spiritual service and being celibate, lifetimes of self-denial, or lifetimes of being persecuted for being a witch or a healer, right? So there was the fear, punishment, and persecution, but there was also chosen lifetimes of poverty, self-denial, celibacy. And so the clearing was like, no, I get to be and have it all from my feminine with grace and radiance. I get to be a mother and not only safe in that, but I can still have romance and be ravished as a loveress with my beloved and thrive in my purpose and keep impacting women and sharing my work and do so in a way that everything pours into the other instead of taking away and competing with each other. I'm not here for you to try to balance and juggle the life that you like. Imagine finally getting to create. So many women, when they finally get to create success and love and motherhood, and then they're like juggling it. I'm not here for that. I'm here for you to set everything up in a way where you're flourishing from the inside and everything on the outside pours into the other for you. I've had that through every phase, from final ultimate pregnancy through postpartum. Now my son just started kindergarten, and I've manifested and created sacred outer support, nourishment, abundance, freedom, flourishing, pleasure in my life through this divine feminine sacred process of rising and rebirth as Lakshmi, Aphrodite, Inanna, as have my clients. So like one of my clients, Leanne, she shared this in her testimonial. She was already highly successful in her business, but she did it all, right? And there was no time for the romance and the partner she desired to call in, and for pleasure and vacations and work-life balance. She completely shifted. She started taking her period days off. She was delegating more, having more pleasure, and ultimately started having consistent 100K months. That was her goal. And she said that just became her baseline as she worked less and received more. And, she had to clear patterns of being in hypermasculine mode, among other things. And then she was saying by the end, people were calling her princess. And, she said, I know they were seeing my queen, and people were saying that, she said people thought she was like 10 years younger than she looked. And this happens a lot as well. Women say, everyone thinks I'm like 10 years younger than I am. And everyone's opening doors, and I'm manifesting free coffees where I go. And you start radiating yourself as the embodiment of the goddess, embodying Aphrodite, Hathor, Oshun, Lakshmi. And you're no longer chasing, but this is the sacred path of what this path asks of us is the devotion to yourself as the temple of the goddess. So you're daughter of the goddess. What does that mean? Now you're living that pathway. You've risen, you're reborn, and it is your sacred devotional path, not just the health book there or that meditation there, but living in her sensuality, her beauty, her radiance, her devotion, right? And replenishing with love goddesses, with pleasure goddesses, with the enlightenment goddesses, with goddesses of all your divine feminine gifts, even your intuition, and awakening your divine feminine inspiration to co-create your dreams rather than masculine action and striving and achieving. You shift into co-creating and receiving, and it feels magical. So like one manifestation for myself in the last round of the Awaken Goddess training last year was, out of nowhere, I was asked to be a feature speaker as a divine feminine expert on Gaia, the worldwide platform, spiritual platform, for their new series, Discovering the Divine Feminine. And I thought I was going to be a panel of many speakers, but then it turned out it was just me and another guide for a 4-part series. And I had 2 episodes that I was leading. And then miraculously, I had no idea when these were going to be published or released. This year, this spring, so I had another death and rebirth with my beloved father's ascent to heaven that happened just before the holidays last year. And it was a complete death. You know, when it was the first time I've lost someone in my immediate family. Like it was so unexpected, and I'm still in grief, right? Like the sadness of missing him is there all the time. And what the goddesses have given me through this rebirth is grace, that I get to be in all of it and miss him. And thankfully, a eternal spiritual connection with him that's brought grace and connecting with him in a whole new way, and so much gratitude and transcendence for our journey. Like everything I healed, I chose my father. I chose it. I'm so grateful I got to be his daughter. I'm so grateful for everything that we taught each other and how much we evolved. And also that this work through these journeys, every round, my relationship with my father healed more and more and more and more. Where we went from being like this, each other's, opposites and challengers, to realizing that it was him who named me my middle name, which means lotus. And when he was in heaven, I connected with him and he showed me going beyond time and space and giving me the lotus as my name to represent our relationship as well, in addition to my personal and spiritual journey and path. And anyways, that's a deep and profound journey that I'm on. But earlier in this year, I was in the death. Like parts of me had died too, right? It was such if you experience a death of a loved one like that, it's a death for you too, right? And I felt like I had died when it happened in the beginning of the year. So I gave myself the grace with the goddesses to process everything with them, to be held by them. And then in spring, around my birthday in Beltane, I finally felt the resurrection. Like I was coming back to life, like the light was re-entering. And so around that time, we birthed the new expression of my website, Flourishing Goddess. We had already done this beautiful photo shoot in Bali months before when we were there for the winter with my family. But, everything went on the back burner as I didn't want to hold any big projects or anything like that. So in the divine timing, when it was inspired and it flowed and it's created with such magic, it was right at my birthday in May, beginning of May, we announced the sacred rebirth of the Flourishing Goddess, website temple, and Gaia published at the exact same time their documentary with me. And the director said he had no idea. He thought it was in fact, he said it was scheduled to be published in January of this year. And in January of this year, I was in death. I was in grief. I was raw and broken. And so it came by her grace with this space. And what's even more synchronistic is as soon as we opened temple doors for this round of the Awakened Goddess training, I don't know if you've seen them, but I started noticing ads of Gaia featuring this documentary and featuring, they actually specifically say, Divine Feminine Guide Syma Kharal shares her journey, back to your divine feminine self and your goddess self. And they're running like these global ads at this time. There's such a beautiful influx of new women entering my world. Even a high school friend reconnected. And it's just, these are synchronicities, opportunities for impact, for service, for dreams that we don't have to plan or even try to manifest, but we open when we become daughters of Goddess to grace. So in this second phase, goddesses, you have bravely gone through the fires and now you've risen. And it's like a golden dawn spreads across your life that is warm and gentle and living and loving and nourishing. And your shoulders relax, your heart opens, your womb opens, your nervous system calms. And it's like every cell begins to sing and glow with new life and with new light. And you come home again as, oh, my light mothers are filling me now. So the dark mother goddesses cleanse and purify and strip you, heal you and clear you. Then these divine holy mothers, they fill you. They light you up from the inside. So you become the daughter who no longer chases, forces, or doubts, but the goddess who receives. And everything shifts for you, right? So love no longer feels uncertain or fleeting because you radiate it and it naturally finds you in every form that you desire. You begin to feel the ease through which opportunities, clients, money, support begin flowing to you, not because you're striving, but because your energy magnetizes them. You're irresistible to them. And this shifts how you wake up in the morning with peace in your heart and excitement and readiness and expecting miracles. You're inspired, you're joyful, and you feel deeply held and supported. You know that I'm going to be guided today and I'm going to be chosen by the divine as daughter of the goddess, not more and not less than any other being. And you remember and you embody. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting, you're not hustling, you're grinding, you're flowing, you're not shrinking, you're shining. It is safe and sacred for me to be and have it all from my feminine with and as goddess. This is the flow you embody. So inviting you into the sacred ritual. Bringing your hands to your own heart and womb. Feel the shift that you experienced with the dark mothers as their daughter when they held you and embraced you and you poured out everything to them and you were witnessed and seen and loved for all that you're carrying and ready to have purified. And now you feel actually yourself rising. And Hathor, Aphrodite, Lakshmi, these beautiful goddesses, Inanna, Isis, they bring you into these holy, glowing, healing waters. Oh, and you are flowing. These holy waters glowing through you, refilling you with divine love, beauty, pleasure, radiance, bliss, abundance, miracles. And they're easy and natural. Just create space for this. You feel light enter you, bringing new life into you. Every part of your body softening, softening and softening even more. Your heart softening, your womb opening, every cell of your being opening to new light, new life, and radiance. Now you remember, I am daughter of the goddess. And as daughter of the goddesses now project you into your near future self, where you truly do receive as daughter of the goddess, embody the goddess, radiate as her. What shifts for you when you radiate as one with the goddess, as her holy daughter, recipient, embodiment? What shifts for you? What shifts for you in that struggle? And instead of the struggle, what is it replaced with? What do you have instead? What do you desire instead? Give yourself full permission in this sacred, fertile moment, the in-between space, to drop in that seed of desire. What I want instead, goddesses, is and as you connect with a version of you that actually has this as daughter of the goddess, where you are in the flow of divine feminine ease, love, abundance, bliss, beauty, pleasure, peace, inspiration, miracles. How does that shift every part of your life? How does that shift your love life, your romance, your relationship with yourself, your home, your work, your abundance, your money, your family, your relationships, your health, your energy? Scan every part of your life and see how it all shifts as you become daughter of the goddess. Her graceful, awakened recipient, beloved, radiant embodiment. Instead of the struggle and the strife or the sacrifice or the self-sabotage or the doubt and the fear and the scarcity and limitation and lack, there's what? Ease, flow, receiving magical opportunities, synchronicities, impact, easeful abundance, freedom, love, connection. What else? Paint your picture. Feel your other side, who you are as the rebirthed goddess who rises whole, wise, radiant, receptive. And give yourself permission to step into this version of you, to feel her, to become her, the woman, the daughter of the goddess whose presence shifts the room, whose laughter ripples blessings, just like the goddesses. Where Aphrodite goes, roses bloom. Where Lakshmi goes, gold coins follow. Where Isis steps, miracles flow. And you are this in your own life, embodied, radiant, reborn, and you can now celebrate the divine feminine path that you devoted to remember yourself and become and live as daughter of the goddess. Embodied through daily lived devotion, remembrance, and oneness and union with the goddess, choosing it every single day and not let anything distract you from the truth of who you are. Affirming, I am daughter of the goddess, ready to rise, reborn, and radiant. So be it, so it is. Placing your hands on your heart or your womb, wherever you're called. I would love to hear from you what you truly now know shifts for you as you embody yourself as the radiant, receptive daughter of the goddess. Clearing the old, being purified through the first path and the second-fold pathway after the descent and the purification into the rising, the rebirth into radiance, the rebirth into the radiance of the goddess, which is such a beautiful, sacred, essential part of the Goddess Mystery School traditions that I'm so grateful I get to go through every time I lead my Awaken Goddess training. Because like I said, I used to hold monthly goddess circles. I live in devotion. I always have a daily practice with the goddesses, but it's this actual transformational devotional journey where I'm rebirthed, over and over, more and more whole, as are my clients who I've had clients join almost every single round and rejoin for this purpose, right? And it's like the spiral, we keep expanding. My womb goddesses, I have some womb priestesses here, right? We journeyed, we talked about that sacred spiral of the goddess. So tell me what shifts for you as holy, radiant recipient of the goddess. Where love, abundance, wealth, miracles flow to you because you are magnetic from ease and grace. As the beloved, cherished, reborn, reconnected, rebirthed, purified, radiant, light-filled, illuminated, free, Shakti-filled daughter of the goddess. Yeah, let me know if you're in the live, how you're feeling, what that felt like for you. I feel grateful, inspired, and more at peace and excited. Oh, yes, I'm so excited for you, Tara. Shanta says, energy flowing to me and through me instead of being forcefully generated on my own. That is so powerful because it's as daughter of the goddess. And that shifts everything, Shanta. Madeline says, I try to feel empowered through anger, but I can feel empowered through light. I understood that, but today I felt it. Madeline, that is so profound. I'm celebrating you. See how that shifts as you feel it instead of even knowing it. And that is the divine feminine way. We, as it said, the greatest journey we take is from the head to the heart, but actually from the divine feminine, it's from the head to the heart, to the womb, to the soul. So you just had a beautiful soul experience of that. And the final goddesses, the third shift is to become the not just a daughter of the goddess, because we are all daughters of the goddess, but to live in that awakening, the awareness, the embodiment of it, so that you are her recipient, embodiment, and channel of all her blessings, is that you are her devoted channel and expansion, right? So there comes a point in our lives where we've awakened, right? We are manifesting. We are maybe even master manifestresses. We've done the inner work. We've read the books. We've, gone to the retreats. We've cleared so much, and we've even manifested for ourselves some pretty awesome things. But then, and this is what's happened for me, and a lot of my Awakened Goddess training women, they join initially for the soulmate, the success, the baby, the home, usually a very practical or life goal or dream or intention. And then as they manifest these beautiful blessings and more, what I've seen happens after their rebirth, and it's like the journey of divine feminine alchemy, initiation, and transformation that leads to inevitable miracle manifestation, dream manifestations, especially as we say in the portal of love, magic, and miracles, that is our sisterhood. What ends up happening is we become leaders. Like, we realize that I'm not just here to experience this for myself. I'm meant for more, to create more, to share more, to give more. I'm here to go from wounded healer to high priestess. We shift from I'm healing my life and clearing my blocks to I am blessing the world, to becoming the living channel of Lakshmi, goddess of all abundance and radiance, of Aphrodite, goddess of all love and beauty, and goddess Isis, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Tara Ma, all these holy goddesses. I'm here to channel wisdom, blessings, miracles for my loved ones. And this does not mean, for clarity, that you have to, by any means, become a healer or professional, right? It's not just about it. It's just through your embodiment, like we receive, then we embody, and you inevitably become a natural channel. And when you channel, the miracle that happens for you is every part of your own life expands. So in Goddess Mystery Schools, this is where your soul's wisdom reawakens, and all the ancient codes that you've carried at many lifetimes, all that wisdom and your gifts, your spiritual gifts and powers that have lived in your lineage, they're activated and unleashed. And you now are a woman who lives in magic. You trust your intuition completely. You take leaps of faith. You move with divine timing and synchronicities instead of pushing through deadlines. You magnetize opportunities, wealth, love, miracles, dreams by radiating your truth. So like I said, in the beginning of the journey, you enter the Goddess Mystery School, the temple. Now you're on the other side. And when you're on the other side, you're not just the woman who went in for her desires, to clear her challenges, to manifest her desires. Now you're a goddess on the other side. You are the high priestess, right? To be a priestess is to be a channel of miracles. There is no way that you become one with the goddess and are separate from all her gifts. And so what's inevitable, and your divine, I believe, spiritual destiny of all the women I attract, are that we are these heart-centered empath women who've gone through so much shit in our lives and challenge. And we were not meant to just be, like women who heal our wounds and come into our own wholeness and then, go from the struggle into a flourishing life just for ourselves. I truly believe that we are here to channel love, blessings, miracles for ourselves as natural. And then as you're doing that, you're rippling it out to others. And as that's happening now, your life, your health, your wealth, your abundance, your impact keep expanding beyond measure. That's why I believe I manifested this opportunity, on this huge platform like Gaia to be the divine feminine speaker and expert in the last round of the Awaken Goddess training. I have a background, in the corporate world. I know the masculine way. You have AI now. We could pitch for PR opportunities. It's just not my way. I'm not interested in that. I'm not opposed to it, but my point is I magically received the synchronicity of being chosen and asked to be featured, right? And then, like I said, right now they're running ads and there's just grace that we can't plan for. And I believe that happens because when I'm leading my Awaken Goddess training or my work, I'm in full devotion to my sisters. I am doing rituals. I've already been doing rituals for actually every woman who's ever joined. And I believe that's why they'll keep emailing me year after year saying, these miracles happen, because whatever you join of mine, even when, I see a review, someone puts up a review for my book on Amazon, or you leave me a comment on a YouTube video, I bless you. I feel so grateful and I pray for you. And I feel so much gratitude and appreciation. And you live inevitably in gratitude, grace, oneness. To become daughter of the goddess is that you remember your divine nature. And your divine nature is your infinite. You are not just the beloved, cherished, guided, protected, supported daughter of Mother, Father, God, not just the goddess. But here, my loves, is union. To be the channel, to go through the descent, the rebirth, and then take your seat as throne, which is our ultimate initiation, both in the book Goddess Reclaimed and deeply, multidimensionally in the Awaken Goddess training, is you take your seat as throne, as daughter, queen, empress, high priestess, channel of God, goddess. That's not happening from arrogance or ego. That is union with the divine. Union with the divine. And in union with the divine, you are sitting and softly and sovereignly resting on the throne of truth. You're resting in sovereignty and softly on the throne of truth. I am one with my Mother, Father, God, Goddess, and I am the channel of their infinite divine love, magic, miracles, blessings, abundance, beauty, laughter, joy, light. And it shines out and uplifts your loved ones. I've had women say that, who go through my Awaken Goddess training, that without teaching anyone else what they were doing or telling them, Tara, Camelia, Aditi, so many of you, that it starts rippling out to your partners, your family, your sisters, your mothers, it just starts your partners start getting promotions and opportunities. Moms start going into therapy, just so many miracles start happening you'll start noticing in your immediate family, and your awakening becomes a blessing for them without you having to change them or teach them or inspire them. They might come and be like, oh, what's that thing that you're doing? What's that crystal or the altar or the ritual that you have there? But how does it feel for you to know that not only are you meant to be the recipient and the embodiment of the goddess and all her graces, but that your highest divine calling and destiny is, oh, I'm here to keep expanding and channeling love, abundance, miracles for myself, my loved ones, and all. So now let me guide you through a beautiful ritual to ground all this in for you. You can flow here. You can lift your arms to the heavens and open and offer yourself to be a channel and feeling this beautiful divine column of light or waterfall of light flowing through you. And it is just a sacred column for the infinite light, love, beauty, abundance, riches, wisdom, magic, bliss, miracles of the divine, of Mother, Father, God, of all the goddesses. And you are the holy and purified and rebirthed and radiant channel. And this divine light now spiraling, rippling, flowing from you to your entire life, blessing and uplifting every situation, transforming and transmuting every worry, concern, challenge into miraculous solutions and blessings, uplifting every desire into its most radiant and miraculous fulfillment with grace. You're just the channel. The miracles are unfolding without your effort. You are a daughter of the goddess, her holy channel. And your presence, your devoted presence, your lived union with the divine now becomes a blessing. You are this beautiful channel of an endless river, an ocean of infinite blessings for yourself and your loved ones. And now your self-healing has become a blessing for all. You will become a light leaderess for your lineage, for your legacy. You feel the power of this truth of who you're meant and destined to be. And remember, I am destined to be channel of the goddess and her divine love, wealth, and miracles. I now allow them, I open to them flowing through me, for my loved ones, for all, with grace, with devotion. And it's easy and it's natural. Not only are you worthy, but this is your divine truth. And you just sit in the throne of your truth with sovereignty and softness. And this light keeps expanding, and you are one with Isis, Aphrodite, Lakshmi, all these beautiful goddesses, until your light, your blessings touch the stars, bless the cosmos, and they respond, sending blessings back to you multifold. And you're just open to receiving and to be left in awe. And now the goddesses show you your sacred pathway. And you notice the sacred spiral, the threefold, most ancient sacred path of the goddess in her mystery schools through all times, in all her names, of the sacredness of death and rebirth, death of the old, death of what no longer serves you, through the sacred descent, through the divine feminine alchemy, purification, transmutation into the rebirth and the rising the receiving, the radiating into the ultimate channeling, and how you are now dancing in the sacred spiral, choosing it as awakened daughter of the goddess, as her holy recipient embodiment, and as is your divine destiny, her channel. And you remember now, I am never separate from the goddess. I am now not only her recipient, embodiment, and channel, but I am her expression on earth, creating heaven on earth for myself, my loved ones, and all. So be it, and so it is. And gently coming back and let me know how you're feeling and what shifts for you. We actually went on this beautiful journey right now, right? We descended, we faced the struggle, the challenge. So honestly, thank you so much for your vulnerability. Let me know also if you're watching the replay for as long as it's up, how you experienced that from the first ritual, the descent and the purification with the goddesses as their daughter, so loved and tenderly held, into the rising and the rebirth and the radiance and the receiving, and then ultimately to taking your divine throne as our high priestess channel expression, radiating. And how it felt to go from I'm releasing this thing that I've struggled with and held on that's been so heavy and frustrating, disappointing, to I am channeling blessings, love, light, miracles to all that is, and it's returning to me multifold, and I keep channeling it and expanding. I bless and I am blessed beyond measure. What a journey we went on. It's just been, okay, so an hour and a half. I meant to be on for an hour, but I love our time together. Hopefully you've experienced already this beautiful journey. And beloveds, this is that sacred threefold path. There are so many different ways it shows up, whether it's the triple goddess, whether it's the three realms of the goddess, the underworld, the earthly realm, and the heavenly realm, and right, the triples. So I love teaching in triples, but really this is a sacred pathway of the goddess mystery schools and the divine feminine pathway, that the lost art of womanhood, of our flourishing, which we always knew in the ancient goddess mystery schools, which it's time to resurrect. This sacred threefold path of being and becoming the daughter, recipient, embodiment, and channel of her love, abundance, bliss, miracles, and so much more, right? And so much more, and of every blessing. I love being the expression of the goddess here on earth. So blessed. And that is your divine destiny. That is our highest spiritual calling. So I hope this has deeply served you. And this free offering, this free gift I'm sharing right now, I'll see how long we keep it up, but do relish it, do enjoy it, revisit it if you wish. And I hope this deeply served you, right? Let me know in the comments, share it with your sisters. If you feel like this is what you are ready for, then I thank you so much. And for those of you who are like, okay, if this was just a glimpse of the journey and I am ready for the full Goddess Mystery School journey, I'm ready to be purified, to rise reborn, and to become the daughter of the goddess, living that in my actual life, where I am her recipient, embodiment, and channel. I am so excited to share that we are in the temple doors opening of this year's only round of the Awaken Goddess training. And we're beginning our journey October 20th on the most auspicious Diwali portal of Lakshmi, of auspiciousness, of golden radiance. So even our rebirth journey, the descent, is initiating in golden radiance. I've normally opened these temple doors and this portal in solstices and eclipses, and they've had very transformational energy. But this year, I think even because of my own journey through grief, there was such divine light and nourishment in this round that was being offered by the goddesses. So for those of you who are ready for the full sacred embodiment, who are choosing that it's my time to take my throne and to be the recipient, the channel, the embodiment of divine love, miracles, abundance, everything for myself. The Awaken Goddess training is my sacred offering for this path. It is a path where finally myself and my clients over and over not only hear years, decades, lifetimes of really painful, heavy, frustrating blocks and limitations, but we free ourselves, we transcend, we receive the miracles of the babies, the love, the abundance, the impact. But then we ultimately actually become the channels of that for our loved ones. And then we keep expanding more and more and more. So this is the sacred journey of transformation where you're not just doing a ritual here or learning something there, but you're going through the actual full ancient goddess mystery school journey of the woman who enters is not the woman who leaves. You are transformed, you are reborn, and your miracles become inevitable. The old imprints that limited you in love, in health, in wealth, in happiness, in abundance, and success are cleared within the sacred container. I've had women who, after a single call, one day one of my clients was having a frustrating day at work. She brought that to the call. She emailed us, said, as soon as the call finished, I had an offer for a new job in a new city that is everything I could hope for. And she did it. She just started a whole new chapter, new city, new job, new life, new soulmate, husband. Now she's a mama. Like life changed after one call. We experience miracles also because of the sacred sisterhood. Miracles happen in an instant. Right? So it's a beautiful journey that you get to experience through 13 initiations, the sacred pathway of the goddess, an ancient divine feminine mystery school journey that is, for me, the only journey that led to my miracles. The way that as fast as they happened, as big as they happened, right? So you're purified, you're reawakened through the dark goddesses and rebirth, and then glowing, right? And this sacred journey right now, we're opening so that when we culminate, it's Beltane. So from beginning to end, it's golden radiance. It's golden radiance, and it's for the women who are deciding, okay, I'm ready for transformation. I want more than a beautiful ritual that uplifts me and empowers me for the day or creates ahas and shifts for me. So if that is serving you, then that's beautiful. I always hope that you get so much from these, single session offerings. But for the women who are ready to change your lives, ready for life-changing healing and miracles, and like, now is my time, you're claiming, like, you know what? I don't want to do this on my own. I want to be in a beautiful divine goddess pathway where in every initiation, multiple goddesses heal you on every single level. You immerse with them, you are nourished by them, you are loved by them into healing, into purification, into miracle manifestation. You want to feel as daughter of the goddess so just showered by their blessings and awaken all of their gifts. So by the end, you rise as this fully awakened, beautiful, full spectrum goddess, all her gifts radiating through you. And that if you desire the pathway to that to be not only divine feminine, not only rooted in this magical journey, but in mentorship, in channeled guidance, where I channel things just for you. Like one of my clients, I saw her as a bride, and 1 year from graduation, she invited us all to her wedding. And in the beginning of that, she was just trying to clear a pattern with a toxic ex. I was like, well, we're not only clearing this, but I see you as the bride already, right? So I, as the channel, get to share with you the blessings coming through, and we ritual together, we magic together in sacred sisterhood. So if you're desiring that, I know like right now, there's information, there's so many free YouTube videos, there's AI. And if that serves you, that's beautiful. But if you are like, I would love to be in a temple, living in the temple, not just having one ritual, but to like go through all the holy chambers of a full temple journey with multiple goddesses in sacred sisterhood. This world is so crazy. When I started this Awaken Goddess training, the first round was during 2020. We all know the world was, going through the pandemic, and everything changed. All of our lives everywhere changed. The world changed. And now here we are these years later, and our world is still so chaotic and challenging. And as women, especially as empathic, heart-centered women, like for myself, for Chris, for my women who keep rejoining, we need sanctuary, and we need sisterhood, and we need the goddesses. So this is my invitation for you. If you desire that depth of sisterhood, support, goddesses through this journey for yourself to finally heal and clear greatest blocks at the root, alchemize them, rise reborn, and have this beautiful journey of initiation into transformation, into inevitable miracle manifestation, and then ultimately not just for yourself, but rippling that out. That you want to be that leader for your lineage, the first woman who gets to be and have it all from your feminine with ease and magic and flow. For those women, this Awaken Goddess training is the most beautiful pathway. And, it is an investment, but what I can say about that is, at least for myself, I know that I had already spent 7 years trying to get pregnant, right? I'd spent, I think, close to 6 figures in all the different therapies and treatments, holistic and medical. And I would pay and have given anything, and it finally happened. So every woman who enters, she takes a leap of faith, right? We can always feel a little nervous. And if that's coming up, honor that and ask yourself, what kind of nervousness is it? It's leap of faith is like jumping into the unknown and really trusting yourself. But if it's your time, the goddesses clear the way. You decide, I'm entering, it's my time. I'm gifting this path to myself. The way opens, you enter with grace, and you experience priceless, life-changing transformation and miracles. There is actually special pricing right now. And something I would just love to do for my live ladies for this portal. So let's say right now for the live, it's Wednesday the 8th until Friday, October 10th. I am gifting a very special extra bonus gift where for those of you who, just to celebrate you, where you're like, I'm ready for all of this and I want it in this way. I'm choosing this gift for myself. I have 5 beautiful signature programs: Manifest Soulmate Love, Millionaire's Empress, Divine Feminine Business Queen, my 70 Almost Goddess Circles bundle, and my latest offering, the Womb Priestess training, which is now a self-guided journey. Each of these signature offerings is between $2,000 to just over $3,000 in its original pricing and value. And something extra special I would love to do for those of you who are part of this live and replay for the next couple of days is that when you join by Friday, so in the next 2 days, you get to choose one of these beautiful offerings, one of these 5, valued at up to $3,000, as your gift from me. so that you can experience yourself as a woman who receives instant miracles. You can celebrate your receptivity already opening. So, my ladies who've already joined, you know that, you've already been showered with so much above what you had hoped. And that's what I love for you to begin to experience right away. So you can get all the details at Awaken Goddess Training. You can Google it. I'll drop the link here in our live, but my website is flourishinggoddess.com, or you can Google, Awaken Goddess Training, Flourishing Goddess. It comes up. All the details are there, and take your time to read through the full journey. And there's incredible testimonials. We have so many sacred testimonials. We can't actually keep up and keep putting them because they're so beautiful and they're so long. But there's still so many there. And if you have any practical questions or any questions at all, you can email us, team@flourishinggoddess.com. But this is a really profound portal to join, especially because of the Diwali to Beltane portal of golden auspiciousness and rebirth and miracles and magic and sisterhood. And the women who've already joined are so lovely and amazing. Ali's here, Shanta, and others. I won't say names because I don't remember if you were here on the live, but so happy to have you already. And you're already experiencing miracles that they've been writing to us before we even begin. And yeah, I never know each round when I'm going to lead it, what portal. So this one is just filled with gold and lightness and beauty and bliss and auspiciousness. So if you decide that it's my time, it is my time to gift myself a beautiful, life-changing 6-month journey with the goddesses to become the goddess of 10,000 names, to be a lover, leader, mother, empress, queen, high priestess, goddess. I'm in. And you are welcome, you are welcome, you are welcome. And as you'll know in our journey, all of you will be welcome, loved, healed, transformed, rebirthed, celebrated, and we're celebrating miracles. So thank you so much, goddesses. That's what I would love to share about that invitation. And this is all, for this divine sacred timing window. So I'll leave you with that for the Awaken Goddess training, and connect with us if you have any questions at all. And I really hope that this beautiful single session served you, activated something in you, activated the remembrance of yourself as the daughter, recipient, embodiment, and channel of the goddess. And I am here for nothing less for you. I know that no matter what you have gone through in your life, no matter how hard it's been, you have the power, and you are worthy of, and meant to, and so loved and supported to heal everything, to clear everything, to transcend everything, and then to receive your miracles, and ultimately to channel them for the highest good of all, and then to keep expanding as a living Lakshmi, Isis, Aphrodite, Tara, as daughter of the goddess. So thank you so much for your time, for your energy. Enjoy this recording while it's available. Let me know how it served you. I send you so, so, so much love. It's been such a blessing. And thank you for choosing the goddess path. And I hope that we continue to journey together. Thank you, goddesses. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. And thank you, all the goddesses of this journey. We now close this with gratitude in a sphere of light. Every single woman who watches this is blessed, is uplifted, opens to her own sacred rebirth, the sacred threefold path of the goddesses, as she is ready to become the recipient, embodiment, and channel of the goddesses' love, wealth, in all forms, spiritual and earthly wealth and riches and blessings, success, opportunities, radiance, bliss, beauty, magic, and miracles for herself, her loved ones, and all. As beloved and cherished and awakened on her throne, daughter of the goddess. So be it, and so it is. Thank you, goddesses. Namaste. So much love.